Welcome back to, of course, the culture of currency. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Today is a amazing video because we get into our Q2 analytics. We've been tracking over this entire year, buying $100 of generic silver versus $100 of premium silver. And here we are 6 months in, which means we're at Q2. And just to remind you, our Q1 disparities put the generic stuff like this at a negative because of the way spot was at the time. We were negative $26.53 on our investment, and our premium was positive $58.54, and obviously spot was a lot lower then. Now that spot has risen, we have some good data to give to you to show you if this stuff here, the generic, ends up being a better option than the premium. So let's go ahead and get into our metrics and methods so that you know kind of what we did and why. So here we have in green all of our generic bullion. You see right here at the beginning of the year all the way through where we were basically last month. But this is what when I bought, I should say. This is the price I paid right here in column C. So you will notice right here, that was what I paid. And here is spot. So you'll see the disparities. For example, this one right here is sitting at a $3 disparity there. So we get our premium based off of those two numbers of what we paid, and then we have our weight over here. For our government issued bullion, same thing. We have the date we purchased, I described the coin here, what I paid for it, the spot price, and obviously our premium over here being quite a bit higher, as you can see. And then we have the weight. So what does that mean? Well, let's start with government bullion right here. So in our government bullion, we have once again spot and price over here in C and D, the premium, the weight. So when it comes to gathering the prices, as you see over here in column G, what I do is I average different types of prices that I find online that they have either been selling for or sold for. The sold for is the most important thing, and the unfortunate side is that I only have reference of that via eBay. So you can actually go to eBay and look at completed sales, and so it will tell you what something sold for, and then I can use that with, let's say, JM Bullion or APMEX to get a pretty good indicator of what the market value is, and then I just round it for government bullion to the lowest dollar. So if it, for example, this one that says 37, it might have been 37.33, and I just rounded that down to $37. And so you see Q1 right there, what our movement was. You see the difference over here. Only one of those coins at that particular point was in the red, which gave us almost $60 in profit, which is great. So then we look at Q2. I did the exact same thing. I went through, these should be yellow, sorry. Went through, let me go ahead and make those yellow just so it's easier for mine and your eyes. There we go. And we found our differences in price. So as you can see, some of these went up and some of them went down. This was a $40 coin, it is now 37. Giving you an example, this one went up 37, it's now 39. So you can look at these in your spare time, but basically I tracked all of those. Our Q2 movement from $58 has gone up to $78. So a couple of bucks there, 30 bucks, and then overall it's $735 market value. And as you can see, the only 3 coins that are in the negative now are going to be the 3 that I purchased at the higher spot price. So spot was $30.52 when I bought those, and so obviously there's some ground to be made there. When we get to our general bullion, it's here in green. Same things apply. Spot price over here, or sorry, the spot price is over here in D, the price I paid in C, and the premium of those particular coins here on E. And then we go and we track our differences. As you see in Q1, we had a pretty bad disparity, negative $26.53, but Q2 pulled them out of the red and back into the black, and you can see that right here in the differences. So we only get to the red over here in these last couple of months as spot was pretty high, and so there wasn't a whole lot of ground to be gained. But we are still in the red, as you can see right here. Spot for Q2 as $29, which gave us a movement of positive 1934. So we actually have a pretty big jump from negative 26 to positive 1934, and our total value being $608.77. So if we look over here, now we have our data that we can compare against. I have it right here. Our quarter one generic gains and losses being negative 26, our quarter two generic gains and losses being positive $14.68. Quarter one, 58.54. Quarter two, 78.75. So obviously the biggest swing was in the generic, but we still had pretty good movement here happening in the government bullion, premium bullion in the right direction. Our total value, as you can see over here, went from 282 to 608 in the generic, obviously paying about $100 a month, and then the government 385 to 735. Which gives us a movement generic of $41.21 and about $20 in the premium. And here you can see more disparities. Generic price paid, so I paid a little bit more in government issued bullion, and that's maybe been because of shipping or something else. Our premiums right here, 163 versus 65. That's the big disparity that people always talk about. As you see, the average premium being $7.80 versus $2.83. And we do have a couple more ounces in yet. The premium silver is still doing better. So if you are one that says, hey, these premiums are way too much and I shouldn't have to pay that much for premium coins, then this tells you, well, maybe it is worth the effort, especially if you're not just holding things for a month and then turning them over. If these are things you want to hold on to for a handful of years, it seems that evidence would support that this might be the way you want to go, is going more towards the premium stuff, which is this kind of stuff issued by a government. But that's completely up to you. And this is what's really awesome about all of this type of data, is that now you're in a position to figure out exactly what you want and what you need, because I'm tracking it all for you. So we'll have Q3 here in a couple of months. We'll figure out exactly what all that means. And then we'll have Q4 towards December. And then I have to figure out what I want to do with all of this generic stuff that I have purchased. So maybe I'll hold on to it. Maybe I'll sell it. I don't know. But it's been a really, really fun ride so far to give you this information. And I can't wait to see what the future holds. I will remind you that we are going to be having, because it's the end of the month, a giveaway. I give away 10% of whatever YouTube pays me in ad revenue every single month. And on top of that, we also have this here, this art bar that was provided by Longhorn Gold and Silver to be a giveaway for my viewers. Let me see if I can get a good picture on it for you. It's a cool little art bar that talks about dental health products. So if you know somebody in that field, it's got a pretty cool tone to it. But this is going to be a part of our giveaway here in the next couple of days. So you want to make sure that you pay attention to all of that kind of stuff, because free silver is free silver. And for the last couple of months, there's been stuff left on the table because people have not claimed it in the amount of time needed, which is 3 days. So that being said, as always, please remember to stay classy and current with the culture of currency.